going all the way back to the 1970s.
The Broadway of medical school, the ultimate showcase of each batch's ability to act, dance, and put up a great show. Playhouse showcases a series of original theatrical productions written, directed, and produced by 4 different batches of medical students. They have poured their blood, sweat, and tears over weeks and weeks of preparation.
Today, we bring to you the culmination of their hard work. 4 productions that the NUS Medical Society is proud to count among the esteemed productions of previous years. The theme for Playhouse this year is Memento. Why Memento? Because we are here today to embark on a journey of nostalgia, to reminisce the times that Playhouse has produced in the past and continues to produce today.
Before we commence, we would like to introduce our guest of honor for the occasion. Let us welcome Associate Professor Lau Tang Ching, an esteemed alumnus of Yonglou Lin from the batch of 1991. Dr. Lau is currently working as a senior consultant at the Division of Rheumatology in NUH and is the Vice Chairman of the Medical Board of Education at NUH. Thank you for gracing the event, sir.
Playhouse is not just merely a showcase though, because what's the fun without a little competition? To judge this inter-batch competition, we are fortunate to have our respected judges, familiar faces in medicine, here to critique and assess today's productions. All 3 judges are alumni of Yonglou Lin.
Our first judge is Professor Paul Anantaraja Tambaya, Professor at Yonglou Lin and our resident Playhouse judge.
Our second judge is Professor Ko Boon Pui, who is currently a professor at Duke NUS.
Completing the panel today is Dr. Alvin Tan, Playhouse rep for 4 years and former Honorary General Secretary for the 68th Medical Society.
It's Dr. Alvin. Also with us today, we have Dr. Alan Fong, who is the Head of Department for General Cataract and Comprehensive Ophthalmology at the Singapore National Eye Centre, as well as Miss Mary Low.
Last but not least, we'd like to thank Jewel Coffee for their kind sponsorship of gifts, alumni relations, and student affairs for their support and assistance.
The judges will be assessing each play holistically, and awards will be presented at the very end, so make sure to stick around for that.
The aforementioned awards include Best Actor, Best Actress, Music, and Lights and Sounds, amongst others. Of course, not forgetting the most important award, the coveted Best Play Award.
As mentioned earlier, we are proud to present 4 plays. The link to the page which shows our program booklet contains the synopsis and posters for today's plays can be accessed and is found on tinyurl.com/playhouse2017, which is also the Eventbrite website which you might have used for ticketing. The sequence of today's events and plays can also be found in the booklet.
We would like to remind all guests to switch their phones to silent and that any form of recording is strictly prohibited. All the plays will be professionally recorded and uploaded online.
It feels good to take the stage again after last year's Playhouse, doesn't it, Titus?
Indeed it does. I can finally show off my incredible acting skills. Or maybe I'll just stick to MC.
Good suggestion. So, turn off your phones because there's no time for playing around as we bring to you the first play of the day, How to Get Away with Murder. Produced by the new kids on the block, the freshest and probably the most eager for their first production.
An unexpected death in Dainsville sets into motion a series of events that tears the small town apart. Detective Pierce is thrown into a whirlwind of ridiculous suspects, absurd alibis, and enough motives to lock up half of the whole town. Will he be able to solve the mystery, or will he remain in the dark forever?
Without further ado, we present to you How to Get Away with Murder.
this, I must confess that I'm annoyed.
Wait, what's going on?
The mayor threw me out, so I guess we're still unemployed. I know it's been a year of nothing but bad news. You can't afford your car, your rent, or your booze. I know it seems bad, but friends, don't be sad. I'll turn it around, just wait and see. Cause all that it takes is a little keen ambition. And also I heard that there's a rich guy coming in town who's gonna build a factory and make me jobs first, because I saw the document in the mayor's office while waiting for him and it looked pretty awesome. We're all gonna get dental plans and tax deductions and
sure?
Just wait and see. 18 hours without rest, no more future, no one cares. It's not what we were promised, and one by one we fall. Rusted hands and rotten feet, no more pay, just angry threats. I cannot do this, why am I still standing here? Still standing here. Taking a stand. Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Minute by minute, that's how we'll win it. We will find a way. So let us seize the day. Now is the time to seize the day.
Now is the time to seize the day.
They're gonna see there's hell to pay.
They're gonna see there's hell to pay.
Can't break us, no one can make us quit before we are done. So let us seize the
Don't you fret, my darling love, you won't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can hardly hurt you now. I'm here. And I will keep you safe. And I will keep you close and rain will make the flowers grow.
Mics are on, mics are on. Mics are on, 159
Boring, with a town in rapture by another press conference called by our beloved mayor. Meet Copernicus Claridge, a pompous man with a name to match. He's been mayor of this little town for nigh on 11 years, and he's seeking re-election in November. He's here to defend something that's making the townspeople very angry.
Good evening, citizens of Dainsville. It is indeed with a heavy heart that I must announce the death of James O'Neill. There are no words that can truly ease the pain of his passing. My sincerest condolences to Mrs. O'Neill and her family. I have called this press conference today not just to mourn the loss of a son to affirm, but to affirm my commitment as mayor to you, good people, that I will not stand by and let this carry on. I have spoken with Mr. Ebonier, and he has guaranteed me swift and decisive action, which he is here to explain. Unfortunately, seems as though he's being held up.
This is typical Claridge. How do you expect us to believe that he's going to do anything when he can't even be bothered to show up?
That lady, that's Miss O'Neill, the mother of the unfortunate departure in question. Rumor has it she's lobbying to shut him down completely, and most of the town appears to be on her side, except, it seems, the mayor.
I would argue, and I'm sure most of the town will agree with me, that this factory has revitalized Dainsville's economy. Besides, in the spirit of atonement, Mr. Ebonier has donated a generous sum of $2 million to the town fund. Yes, 3 million, that is what I meant to say.
Mr. Abner, Mr. Abner, Mr. Abner.
There he is.
Mr. Abner, what about the safety officer? Mr. Abner, could you explain this? What about this, Mr. Abner? Mr. Abner.
This guy here, this is the man of the hour. Tristan Ebonier swept in a few months ago with promises of wealth and prosperity, and it seems only the mayor still buys it. He's a real sleazy businessman type. Big mansion, young lover, Porsche, and everything.
Good evening, good people of Dainsville. I'm here to put all your worries to rest. My factory is perfectly safe for workers and have always maintained the highest standard of both safety and hygiene. I personally ensured that every regulation is strictly adhered to, and that James O'Neill's death is a tragic but an unpreventable accident.
Mr. Evanier, reports still indicate numerous worker injuries, sub-minimum wages, and environmental pollution. Is this going to carry on?
I've discussed this with my board of directors, and we recognize that there's a need to show some accountability to the people. So, in the spirit of meaningful change, we have decided to take some immediate action. Bring him in!
Wait, what's going on? Mr. Ebonier, what are you moving away from my inspection site?
You are fired.
That poor guy is John Davis. By all accounts, he's a pretty good safety officer. Managed to turn Ebonier's factory around after reports of terrible working conditions. Well,
You can't do this to me!
Are you guys happy now?
With all due respect, sir, how is firing your only safety officer going to solve the problem?
My factory's not safe. My safety officer is obviously not doing a good job. Next!
What do you have to say regarding negative press coverage on the recent holidays? Many are criticizing your choice to travel despite the death of James O'Neill.
Not that it's any of your business, but it happened with Melania and my anniversary.
that's Melania. No one seems to know her real last name. They've been the topic of town gossip forever, since she's 27 and he's 47, but he rarely lets her out in public.
Are there any real questions?
How do you respond to claims that Mrs. O'Neill is planning on suing you for negligence?
I'm inviting her and a few other key players in the community to a formal meeting at my own home to discuss these issues. This, I will see to personally. Anderson?
Yes, sir.
Listen to that.
Yes, sir.
This guy. Who needs this guy?
Huh? Oh, that was Timothy Anderson, Ebonier's personal assistant. He's a bit of an idiot, always tripping over things and stuttering. But who can blame him for that boss of his?
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all the questions that I'll be answering for today.
Mr. Abner, how could you explain this? This Mr. Evnia, how does firing out safety officer works? Mr. Evnia?
Mrs. O'Neill, what do you have to say about Mr. Evania's statement today?
As far as I'm concerned, that man is responsible for the death of my son. I will not rest until this town has seen the last of Tristan Evanier.
If it's bad, I just blame it on them. Not my bad, I don't actually have 3, 4, 8. Everything is okay.
Here, we see the downfall of a once proud man, John Davis, in the wake of being fired so suddenly, has turned to find solace at the bottom of his beer bottle.
One more?
Excuse me, is this taken so?
You, what are you doing here? Here to kick me while I'm down on his behalf? Tell me what a shitty job I did.
Just because I work for him, that doesn't mean I agree with him. Besides, I checked your safety records, and it's pretty obvious you did a good job. I hope you're not here because you're kicking yourself over O'Neill's death. There's nothing you could have done.
I know that. I know how to do my job. Kept things running smoothly over here. I made sure even more people didn't die. But then that jackass over the boss decided to cut corners, streamline things. It's all his fault that James is dead.
Okay. Anyways, I think I need to...
And you just stood there, no matter how screwed up his ideas were. What do you even do? All I ever see you do is run around for him, getting his coffee, sending his messages. Even at... what time is it?
11 p.m.
11 p.m.? What are you doing for him at this time? You're just his butler. I bet you don't even care as long as he pays your salary.
I'm not his butler, and I'm here because...
That man, he didn't just cost me my job. My wife, she left me because she said I couldn't provide for her. 10 years down the drain. You tell your boss, that's all on his head, all his fault.
Are you done now? Anyway, the reason I'm here, Mr. Davis, is to pass you this. He wants you to come to his home. He wants to speak to you and has expressed his extreme gratitude if you're able to make an appearance. He wants to talk to you over what happened at the press conference. I think he needs to say that his dismissal of you was necessary to keep people from tearing down the factory. He had to show he was doing something.
So he fires the safety officer and doesn't replace me? Sure. What a great idea. Tell your boss, I'm not going. I've got better things to do.
Like what? You're unemployed.
Well, Tim, you go meet him. Fine, I'll go. But I'll get that red-faced bastard. I'll see to it.
Thank you for your response. I'm sure Mr. Evans will be very happy to hear about it.
Wow, you're not his butler. You're just his lapdog.
I'm not his butler or his lapdog, Mr. Davis. Trust me, I know better than anyone what an off-boss Mr. Evans can be.
You tell him to be careful. For all those people he's inviting to his house, he's really asking for trouble.
Meanwhile, in the Evanier mansion, a harrowed Tristan Evanier finds himself panicking about the future of his company.
Oh, Tristan, honey, you look so tense.
Damn it, woman. I don't have time for that. It's my goddamn watch. I don't know why you're so worried about this dinner. It's just that small women and men you fight today who said they wanted to kill you. Nothing bad is going to happen, Tristan.
Don't be an idiot. Ladies means nothing to me. But if the woman doesn't cave and tell the press that my factory is safe for work, I have a right on my hands. It's a waste of time. I should never let you talk me into this. I should just send her a car. The last few times. I don't expect you to understand. All you do is sit around like an imbecile and spend my money. Do you know how bad it's going to look if O'Neill's mother keeps this up? I'll lose all my money if this deal falls through. And then where will we be?
Tristan, don't be so tense. Come, let me help you. Don't worry about this dinner. Just be your usual charming self and everything will be fine. Besides, I'm sure Anderson can handle all of this without you having to throw your money around. After all, don't you want to spend it on me instead?
Tristan's a fool, can't do anything right. But I guess you have a point. Thank you, darling. You always know what to say.
Excuse me, sir. The mayor's at the door. He's insisting on speaking to you immediately.
Can't you see I'm busy, you idiot?
I tried sending him away, but he's really determined to see you.
Idiots. I don't know why I even bother. I'll be done in a minute. Go! Sorry, love. Apparently, I have to handle this on my own.
It's fine.
So it doesn't make sense. 12.
As he paces back and forth, the good mayor finds himself in a difficult position. What to do about Tristan Ebonier?
If it isn't an honorable mayor of this fine city, how lucky am I to show up unexpectedly at my own home?
Cut the bullshit, Ebonier. You know why I'm here.
Calm down, Evanicus. I've already fired
John Davis.
the safety officer. Problem solved.
You think the public bought that stunt? There are more problems than I can count in your factory. You better do something about them, else the lecture will come from me, not you.
Excuse me? I don't think you realize, Mayor Claridge, that you're in no position to tell me what to do.
How dare you? I look the other way so often as a favor to you, and this is how you help me?
A favor? Well, under the law, my friend, it's called bribery. I don't think they like that very much. Are you threatening me? Of course not, Evanicus. How could I do that to a friend? But of course, as friends, I assume you're willing to do me some favors in return.
Look here, Ebonier. I don't know how much power you think you have, but I will let you
Don't know what you're getting yourself into. I've had you in my pocket since I moved here, my dear Mayor. It'll be child's play to send details of our past, let's say business dealings, to the press.
What's next?
I will expose you too.
Oh, really?
Everything else is fine.
But good sir, I really have no idea what you're up to behind my back. Imagine this. Corrupt mayor tricks businessman into crooked deal. Let's be frank here. I own you. A little bit of money, the press is mine too. There's nothing much you can do about it, is there?
Ebonier, you're making enemy out of everyone in town. You try to press something on me, and I'll say just...
Sorry to interrupt, sir. The dinner guests have arrived.
About time. Do those people have no sense of punctuality? See them in Anderson? I'm afraid our audience is over. But you're welcome to stay for dinner. I trust you won't make any trouble, right?
Just compress this shit and quick order.
Well, Mayor Claridge, what a surprise to see you here. Although I can't say I'm too surprised since the two of you seem to be the best of friends.
I don't know what you mean by that, Mrs. O'Neill.
Now. Let's keep it civil.
It's a big one.
We're all here for a good cause. Come, join me at my dinner table. Anderson, go get my Dom Perignon from the wine cellar. You should treat our esteemed guests with only the best I can offer.
Yes, sir.
So much for not being his butler.
Well, let's get to the matter at hand. Thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedules to grace my humble abode.
No one's here to play nice, Avenue. I expect compensation from you. Looking around, it's not like you can't afford it.
Ah, of course, money. Mr. Davis, I'm a man of my word. You will get your money sooner or later. But I do hope that you understand that I did what I had to do to help my company and my employees survive.
You just throw money at your problems and make them go away, don't you? You're a piece of trash, and so are you.
Everyone, please calm down. There's no need to get yourself so worked up. You can discuss business matters later after dinner, darling.
Oh, hell no, don't you darling me. I will not be sidetracked by some wannabe sugar baby.
Excuse me? How dare you say that to me in my mansion?
You're right, darling. Everyone needs to calm down. Let's just have a pleasant discussion. And save the business for later when my lawyer gets here. Well, this is awkward. I'll be back later.
I cannot believe him.
What? That people have other things to do other than entertain your whining?
Oh, please, we all know you're only here for his money.
So?
My God, do you have no principles?
You have your ways of making money, I have mine. That's why I'm wearing Dior and you're wearing the ugliest thing I've seen in my life.
How dare your ratchet-ass, money-grubbing face talk to me like that?
I think you're forgetting you're in my house right now.
This house was built by hardworking people like my son. Don't act like all your money didn't just go into keeping him in your pocket anyway.
Now that was quite uncalled for, Mrs. O'Neill.
No, I don't think you realize exactly how much the Okay, we will not.
You people need to calm down. I'm gonna go take a walk.
Well, if you'll excuse me, ladies, I need to go make a phone call.
Wait it.
Don't act like you know me, Esther O'Neill. I know women like you and you're just jealous of those people better than you. Well, I'm next in line for all Tristan's money, and you can bet you're not going to get a single penny from either of us. Toodles!
It's not about the money, you witch!
What?
And so, Tristan was all alone in his room, his house full of those who held grudges against him.
Idiocy I have to deal with. Clarence is damn fool, and a woman isn't a sense. Oh, so smart, but who's there? Let me get a ridiculous oversized coat. What the hell are you doing? You're gonna regret this. How dare you? I swear I'm gonna get you for this. You're going to pay.
What was that noise?
It sounded like gunshot!
You're gonna kick it out!
What's happening?
I'm making a study!
After that, will be 1, 3, 5, that's it. Thanks, boys.
The case was unlike anything Dainsville had ever seen. A man murdered in his own home with 5 different but equally suspicious suspects. The local police, stumped by the situation, decided to send in for outside help. New Zealand's finest detective. Unfortunately, she was busy, so they sent in Detective Donna Pierce. Nothing. Shouldn't you start your investigation?
No signal from her.
Mayor American Parish, suspected of receiving bribes.
That's weird.
He recently began to oppose Eminence company's actions due to protesting the town's evidence Melania.
No signal on my
As
end.
evidence that Eminence recently changed its will, all its assets upon Timothy Anderson has persisted. He spent significant amounts of time managing his flash. And knew almost everything about it.
7.
But was often
7 is dead. 7 is dead.
He was fired and laid and has also undergone a recent course.
So, wait, are they using back then? Then that is the computers. They didn't. They said don't do it. Don't do that. Yeah. Is that? I don't know. There's some organizers there.
This is an outrage. I don't know why I'm being kept in here.
Oh, put a sock in it. We're all stuck here until she decides to question us.
I don't know why she would think I had anything to do with this. He was my beloved. I'll never harm him.
Oh, please. We all know the only reason you were screaming was because his blood was all over your hardwood floors.
Well, they are hard to clean.
That is not the point, butler boy.
I don't know why I'm stuck here when one of you people murdered Avenue. You're all nuts.
Didn't you say you wanted to kill him after he fired you?
It was just an expression.
That's not how the court will see it.
You all hated his guts too.
So? Yeah, so? Wait, what? You're admitting it now?
That's the point. The detective will never believe that I'll kill my dear darling Tristan. So your opinion doesn't matter. Besides, he was a middleman, and now I get his money. Win-win.
How despicable.
That is rich coming from you.
Well, she's not wrong about Avenue being a real piece of work. Isn't that right, butler boy?
Don't call me that. Sorry. Mr. Avenue was a horrible man. But I didn't kill him.
Neither did I.
Same here.
Me too.
Or me?
Well, he did deserve it though.
He was certainly asking for it.
He got his due.
Tristan did have it coming.
He did have it coming.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming all along. I didn't do it, but if I'd done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong? He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. I bet you would have done the same.
Next scene. 1, 3, 5, 7. No signal on 7. You might get 5. Yes, it's channel break.
Henderson, get Mrs. O'Neill in here.
What's the next scene?
So, Mrs. O'Neill, you understand why I'm here today?
Yes.
Well, I need you to make it clear if it's possible. What exactly did you do the night of Mr. Emily's death?
I don't know why you seem to think that I did it. I may have hated that man, but I am not a killer.
Calm down, Mrs. O'Neill. I just need to know where you were and what happened that night.
He invited me to his mansion, and I went because that man has been avoiding me ever since James' death. Spineless coward. When I went there, he and that girlfriend of his were there, and the assistant Anderson plus Davis, but something was kind of strange.
What was strange?
Well, normally Claridge and Evanier get along really well, but when I got there, they were arguing. It sounded real intense.
Well, what happened after you arrived?
Well, when I got there, everyone was fighting, so I decided to leave. That awful woman, Melania, kept attacking me. And I was like, I will not stand for this. So I decided to go and explore the mansion. And I heard something suspicious, so I went to investigate. I heard Mayor Claridge talking on the phone, and he sounded real angry. And I went to listen, and he was saying,
He's threatening to ruin me if I take action. I need something done about him now. No, I understand, but Ebony has a stranglehold on this town. Something needs to be done about him.
When I heard him hang up the phone, I knew I didn't want him to catch me, so I ran all the way back to the different room until I heard him finish.
Sounds like the mayor had a pretty strong motive to get Ebony out of the way.
Yes, Detective, you should be investigating him, not me. I may have hated that man for what he did to my James, but I'm not a killer.
Of course, Mrs. O'Neill. I'm so sorry for putting you through this, but thank you for your time. I think you may just have helped me solve this case. Well, that must be it! The mayor! Oh, I can't believe it!
Now, hold on a minute. Mrs. O'Neill is a suspect too. There's no reason to believe her over anyone else.
But he had motive and opportunity. You heard what she said. If Ebony was threatening to ruin him, killing him might have been the only option Clarence had left.
Didn't everyone in the house have some sort of motive? Maybe you should interrogate the others first. This murder is too complex to pin down after one suspect.
You're right. You know what, Henderson? Get the man here.
I don't understand why you speak to me, detective. I'll reach with police what I know.
You, of all people, should know why you're here today, Mr. Mayor.
No, as a matter of fact, I don't. You spoke with Mrs. O'Neill before this, so God knows what she told you.
Well, sir, still so unaware. Why don't you tell me more about that phone call you made that night? The one where you told someone something had to be done?
You misunderstand. You see, detective, that man, he was threatening pins of bribery charges on me. But I would never take a bribe from a man like him. I'm innocent.
Okay, bribery isn't my concern right now. Tell me exactly what happened that night.
Well, after Mrs. O'Neill accused me of taking bribes, which I'm sure she didn't mean, but the woman was besides herself with grief. She and Melania kept fighting, so I left to go make a phone call. I found a room some ways off, and I put in a call to my lawyer, and when he picked up, I said, he's threatening to ruin me if I take action. I need something done about him now. No, I understand. But you see, that Ebony has a stranglehold in this town. Something needs to be done about it. What I meant by that, of course, was through non-violent political grassroots means, of course.
Sure. Well, in that case, I need you to tell me everything that happened that night. Did anyone or anything seem suspicious?
Now that you mention it, on my way back to the dining room, I saw Melania in a different room. And it looked like she was putting something into Ebony's drink. I didn't want to let on that I had seen her, so I made my way back to the room and had my phone called in. You see, detective, I don't know why you're wasting your time interrogating me. It's clearly Melania who did it. She admitted that she only wanted him for his money.
Detective, the mayor's lawyer is here and he wants to be present for the interrogation.
No need, Henderson. Miss May, you're free to go.
Why, thank you, detective.
367.
Now, aren't you supposed to warn them not to leave town?
Why bother? It's clearly Melania who did it.
You've accused O'Neill, you've accused Claridge, and now you've accused Melania. At the rate you're going, you are going to arrest the wrong person.
But she was putting something in his drink that screams suspicious.
There were no drugs in Ebony's system. Besides, it's pretty obvious from the gaping hole in his chest that he was shot to death, not poisoned.
Okay, I suppose you're right. In that case, I should probably question her first.
Yeah, probably.
Henderson, get Melania in here. Please sit down. So, Melania Ebony, that's the real last name.
It's just Melania.
Well, my sources tell me that the late Mr. Ebony has recently changed his will to give everything to
Could you try reducing the
So?
sensitivity of the transmitter? Because I think it's
You hated him, didn't you? You killed for his money. Admit it.
How dare you? I was screaming fiance. So what if I killed him? So what if I wanted him? Money? That doesn't mean I killed him.
Well, other witnesses say they saw you spiking his drink. Don't you think that's a little suspicious?
Spiking his drink? Don't be ridiculous, detective. Tristan was shot, not poisoned. Am I right? Besides, how could I poison my dear honey? He was the love of my life. I would never do anything to harm him.
Then perhaps you can explain what exactly you were doing with this drink.
That night, I was in the hallway near the dining room when I remembered that Tristan hadn't taken his medication yet.
Medicine? What for?
Oh, he has chronic diarrhea. It was so bad that he clogged up the downstairs toilet last night, and we hadn't even had time to get Anderson to clean it up. Anyway, I was just being a caring fiancé. I didn't want to be persecuted like this. Besides, I'm not the suspicious one. Anderson is. When I was walking through the mansion past Tristan's, I heard a ruckus. And as I turned to look into the room, there was Anderson, packing his bags in a hurry. He had all sorts of papers, and his passport too, like he was planning on running away. So you see, detective, you're really barking up the wrong tree by accusing me.
I don't get it. Why would Timothy be packing his bags?
Well, obviously, he was going to make a run for it after murdering my poor Tristan in cold blood.
Make a run for it? Someone would only do that if they were guilty.
Well done.
That's it. This changes everything. You're free to go. That makes sense. Timothy would have hated Ebony for the way he treated him. We've got reports of how badly Ebony has treated his employees, and I'm sure Timothy was no exception.
Again, every single person in that mansion had a motive.
No, I'm right this time. All I need to do is to get him to confess. Henderson, get Timothy in here.
New 7.
So, you're Timothy Anderson, Mr. Ebony's personal aide and confidant, right? Well, do you know anyone who might want to kill your boss?
Well, I did know a few people who disliked him, but not anyone who wanted to kill him.
You don't know, huh? You hated him, didn't you? You hated him for his money. He had the cash, the wealth, the money. You didn't have any of that.
What? No,
You hated him for the way he treated you, and you wanted him dead, didn't you? Admit it! Boy, I'm getting pretty good at this.
Aren't you also supposed to be a good cop?
Stop playing with me, Timothy. Why were you packing that night?
How did you know?
Get on with it. My goodness.
Oh, okay. You see, I was planning on leaving town that week.
Why?
You see, after everyone had left, I decided to go into my room until Mr. Elliot called me again. And at that time, I thought I should start packing.
What for?
Well, I received a job offer from another country. The money was good, but I didn't want Mr. Elliot to find out about it. He wouldn't let me go. Look, these are my papers and everything. They're proof I'm not lying. I meant to tell you. I was almost done packing when I heard loud noises coming from the conservatory. I went out to take a look, and there I saw John Davis. He was searching the whole room for something. I didn't want to let on that I had seen him, so I ran all the way back into my room, and that's when I heard the gunshot.
Well, it looks like your story checks out, Mr. Anderson. You're free to go. What on earth could Davis have been doing?
You'd have to admit that's kind of suspicious.
But you know what? It's kind of beginning to add up.
What is?
Well,
You
Davis...
know what? For once, it seems like you may be onto something. Davis does have a strong motive. Ebony humiliated him in front of a crowd.
I suppose you're right. Henderson, get Davis in here.
Detective, I hope you have a good reason for waking me up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What do you want from me?
You know exactly why you're here, Davis.
I don't know why you're harassing me instead of trying to find a real killer.
Don't play dumb with me. Why exactly what you did that night?
I wasn't doing anything.
Tell me the truth!
Whoa. Could you not do that?
Sorry. I just got a bit excited. I'm this close to catching him. Seriously, what did you do that night?
Look, everybody was arguing, so I went off to take them down. When I came back, everybody was gone. It was empty. Then I waited there till I heard a gunshot. That was it.
Wait, you're not gonna go behind and like...
Wait, what?
No?
No?
That's alright. Well, in that case, you're free to go.
Is
Well, that is the worst alibi I've ever heard.
You're the one who told me to question everyone.
I didn't think solving the murder would be that easy.
But you know what? It's kind of starting to add up now.
What is?
Well, Davis said that he was in the toilet, and then he went to the dining room all the way until he had the gunshot, right? But then Melania said that the downstairs toilet was clogged, so how could he have used it? Not to mention how Mrs. O'Neill was in the dining room the whole time too.
Hey, you're right. And didn't Anderson say he'd seen Davis ransacking the conservatory?
That's it! So Davis must have ransacked the conservatory and taken the gun and used that to kill Evania.
That is pretty convincing. But do you have any proof he did it?
Not really. Chapter 4. Interrogating witness. I know what to do.
Wait, you should look for physical evidence. Oh, forget it.
I turned off the moment that she left stage.
So this is the place, huh? Hey bartender, do you know this guy? John Davis? I might. What's it to you? Don't play games with me. This man is the lead suspect in the murder of Tristan Evanier and has been spotted in and out of your establishment multiple times in the past week, giving me plausible cause to tie you to this murder. Now you're going to cooperate with me, or else I'll lock you up with him too.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down, Sherlock. I haven't done anything wrong.
Sorry, I just got a bit excited. Well, do you know what happened that night?
Isn't it your job to find out?
What's your point?
Well, most of the time that he was here, he was drunk and speaking nonsense. Something about losing his job. He mostly asked for relationship advice. God knows what for.
That's not enough to tie to the murder. He had means, opportunity, and
You mean motive?
Motive, that's right. But what could tie into the murder?
Well, there was that one time where a guy in a blue sweater vest came looking for him. The dead guy's PA, I think. But